From a standpoint of total yards gained on the ground, Cyril Pender is the best rusher so far for the Eagles. It is second down and 6. Snead to throw. Pryor gets him. Fred Pryor, number 89, shooting in from the defensive right end position, nailed him.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. And welcome to the Gridiron. And before we get started, I just want to say thank you so much. Everyone out there has been watching my videos. Thank you. If you can give this video maybe a thumbs up or possibly leave a comment below or maybe share this video, it would mean so much to me. But just anyway, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. Thank you. Well, I saw this. This was actually has been going on for kind of almost. First I heard of it was like about 2 years ago, I think it was. But recently, there's a thing I saw as an article. It says, Dez Bryant talks Russell Wilson possibly joining the Giants in a deleted tweet. So he seems like he does that a lot. Like he'll tweet something out, saying something negative, trash talking somebody or whatever, something like that, then he deletes it, you know what I mean? So, but this article here, the one about Dez Bryant, this is on October 23rd. I'll leave a link in the description box. You can check it out if you want, obviously. But as I said, so this is kind of like a little familiar theme kind of going on here. And, you know, now that Russell Wilson, you know, he's hurt. All right, he injured his middle finger on his right hand, his throwing hand. All right, versus the Rams a couple weeks back. All right, and then he had surgery on it. All right, so now, you know, and since he's been out, they're not doing too good. And now they're 2-5. Okay, they just lost a tough game to the Saints. All right, but they are 2-5. All right, now they do have and. They want to have any face at all this year. They have a get-right game this Sunday at 4:05 playing against the Jaguars, all right? So if they're going to win a football game the rest of the season, it would be this Sunday coming up. But then after that, okay, they got to play the Packers, and then they got to play the Cardinals, all right? So there's a good chance the Seattle Seahawks are going to be staring 3-7, staring them right in the face. All right, and this might be the last season we ever see Russell Wilson in Seattle. Now I know over the years he's taken a lot of time. They just don't, their offensive line. I mean, he just takes a lot of hits. It's. I mean, when they had the defense, right? Legion of Boom and all of that, there was good times. But I mean, the last couple of years, I know he's, maybe not always the happiest of campers and all. He's getting paid well, but he's under contract until 2023. Okay, but what I was reading is that in his article, Jay Glazer, okay, says he expects Russell Wilson to really, really try to make an attempt to force his way out of his contract, force his way out of Seattle. I mean, it's the way of the world now. I mean, you can be under contract for the next 7 years. That doesn't really mean anything. I mean, if they want to some team wants to get rid of you, they can get rid of you. If you want to leave the team, you can leave. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It's just the way of the world. Now, this is his 10th season. Okay, hard to believe, right? He came in 2012. All right, he's 33, so you can, Tom Brady's 515, still going strong, right? So since he's 33, you can say Russell Wilson is only 33 years old, right? So I mean, if you're talking running backs or wide receivers or pretty much any other position in the football field, 33 is like, kind of on the back side of life, kind of going down fast, right? But the quarterback position, all right, is one. I mean, I can easily see, and I know he's talked in the past, okay, about wanting to play the 40. And as well as Tom Brady's playing, now Tom Brady doesn't really usually take a lot of hits, okay? But, I mean, the way Tom Brady's been playing, the way Russell Wilson stays in shape and all, I don't see why Russell Wilson can't play at a high rate for at least another 5 years. I mean, after this year, be 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. You know what I mean? You know, as long as he doesn't get any more injuries, major injuries or anything like that, I can easily see if there's the determination there and the will, absolutely, I can certainly see in that. And this is his first year, all right, since 2012, that he has missed a game. Right, so from 2012 to 2020, regular season games, all right, he started 144 straight. You look online, from 2012 to 2020, he's played in and started 16 games, 9 straight seasons, 144 straight games. Then if you count this year, including the Ram game, it's another 5 games. 149 straight regular season games he played in. He doesn't, you know, I mean, he might get a little injury here or there or whatever, but, I mean, he's kind of like Eli. Eli, obviously would get banged up, this, that, but, nothing to make him miss a game. Brett Favre would get banged up, nothing to make him miss a game. Phillip Rivers would get banged up, nothing to make him miss a game, though. You know what I mean? Some guys, they just keep on playing. So he's very, very durable. Unlike Daniel Jones, okay? Daniel Jones, this year, missed about half the game against Dallas with the concussion. It is what it is. He ran, tried to score the touchdown. He got a tackle, head hit the turf, got the concussion, came up wobbly. It is what it is. But regardless, he missed half the ball game. Last year, he missed 2 games. He missed a game against Seattle. All right, and we won. Then he came back and against Arizona, and he came back way too early because he hurt himself in the Bengal game. Okay, then we played against Seattle. We beat Seattle. We came home against the Cardinals. He came back. He shouldn't have been in that game at all, and we got destroyed. So then he missed the next game against the Browns. So last year he missed 2 games. His first year he had the high ankle sprain. We missed 2 games. So those were Eli's last 2 games. The games he missed, let's see. The first one was against the Eagles. He missed. The Giants won 17-3 at halftime on the road. And, of course, the Giants didn't score another point the whole rest of the game. The Giants lost in overtime. Shocking. I know, it's hard to believe. 23-17. I think that was the game with Pat Shurmur in there that I think Saquon touched the ball like 3 or 4 times in the second half. We didn't score a point in the second half or in overtime. We were winning 17-3 in the first half, and we gave Saquon had the ball. Saquon had like 3 receptions for 1 yard. Kind of boggles my mind how that happens. But anyway, he got the ball on a bunch of handoffs in the first half, and then for some reason in the second half we just stopped giving him the ball. I don't know. But then the Giants wound up losing that one. So then the next game after that was Eli's last game. It was against the Dolphins. It was at home. The Giants pulled out a nice victory on that one, and Eli's last game ever. And especially it was at home, too, in front of the home crowd. We pulled out a victory, so that was a huge game. But I'm just saying, Daniel Jones' first year missed 2 games. Last year, Daniel Jones missed 2 games. This year, Daniel Jones missed, half a game. So far, knock on wood, he's doing okay and all that and everything. But, he's not the most durable person in the world, okay? Now, what I kind of first heard of this was Colin Cowherd. I believe he's on FS1, the FS1 airwaves. I believe that's what the article said. But I did see it. It's on a YouTube video. Okay, it was back in 2019. He said that Russell Wilson, maybe could be headed to East Rutherford. because one of the biggest things, okay, is his wife, Ciara. She's a singer, all right? And they're out in Seattle, okay? And if you're a star trying to make it big, well, she's not trying to make it, she is big. But if you're a star, you want to be in the New Jersey / New York area, northern Jersey, okay, where you're right by the bright lights. Broadway, right? You don't want to be by the bright lights of Seattle. There's nothing out there. Nothing for a star, okay? So for her to live around New York, okay, would be huge, all right? Russell Wilson is coming to, I don't think he's going to play for another 10 years. He doesn't have to with the amount of money he has and the amount of money that she has. So Russell Wilson is, kind of, maybe going to get maybe one more payday, maybe make, as I said, maybe get another 4 or 5 year contract, after this year or so, maybe with another team. But even after he's a free agent after the 2023 season, I don't see him retiring. I certainly see him going someplace else. So if he doesn't try to force his way out this year, I can certainly see him, after 2023, go and play someplace else for another 3 or 4 years. Absolutely. If he keeps himself in shape, absolutely. But as I said, he doesn't need the money. All right. If they come to what Colin Coward was saying, if they come in the New York area, okay, because the Giants, still may, us fans may be a little still possibly up in the air about Daniel Jones. Whether Joe Judge or Gettleman think otherwise, that's all that matters. But, us fans are still a little up in the air, about Daniel Jones. Now, Russell Wilson this year, okay, had in the 5 games, 10 touchdown passes, 1 interception. He was completing 72% of his passes. Last year, okay, pretty much most of the season he was in the MVP conversation, all right? He started tailing off a little bit toward the end. But the first 10, 11, 12 weeks, whatever it was, he was up there at the top as far as MVP candidate. Absolutely. Last year he had 40 touchdown passes, 13 interceptions, completed 68.8% of his passes. 2019, 31 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. 2018, 35 touchdown passes, 7 interceptions. 2017, 34 touchdown passes, 11 interceptions. Okay? 2015, 34 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. You kind of getting the picture here. Daniel Jones this year, 5 touchdown passes, 4 interceptions. Okay? Now, I said one was a Hail Mary. The other one, I think Sterling Shepard slipped. But 5 interceptions, 5 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Last year, 11 touchdown passes, 10 interceptions. Okay. Daniel Jones, okay, he has 2 fourth quarter comebacks, and he has 3 game-winning drives. Now, last year he had nothing. He didn't have a fourth quarter comeback or a game-winning drive. Nothing. Okay. This year he has one of each, obviously against the Saints. Okay, so in his first year, he had 1 fourth quarter comeback and he had 2 game-winning drives. All right, but last year he played 14 games, he had nothing. And we had some opportunities, okay, to have come because we're behind. You only get comebacks and game-winning drives when you're, kind of like when you're behind, Or you can get a game maybe if you're tied, all right? But if you're Seattle and you're a good team, sometimes you're ahead, so there's no opportunity. It's like a relief pitcher going into a baseball game. You're up by 8 runs. You're not getting a save because you're up by too many runs. You know what I mean? Right? Russell Wilson, okay, his fourth quarter comebacks. Now, he's been in the league for 9.5 years. All right, he's had 24. Fourth quarter comebacks. Daniel Jones is 2. Russell Wilson in 9.5 years has 31 game-winning drives. Daniel Jones is 3. Daniel Jones, is certainly a decent quarterback. No question about that. But some guys, okay, go into the huddle if the game's fourth quarter, game's tied or overtime, whatever it is. He goes in the huddle and say, "Guys, we're scoring a fucking touchdown right here. If you're in, stay in the huddle. If you're not okay with that, all right, get the fuck out of here. Bring somebody else in. We're scoring. All right, you 10 guys, get on my back. We're going that way. We're scoring a mother touchdown. That's that's what some guys can do. That's what Russell Wilson has. Daniel Jones, still a little up in the air about that one. Okay, and it's not something you turn on and turn off. I mean, it's something you have all. Let me see here. If I can look this real fast. Russell Wilson. All right, let's see here. Yeah, okay. His first year in the league. All right, he had 3 fourth quarter comebacks and he had 4 game-winning drives. His second year, 3 fourth quarter comebacks, 4 game-winning drives. His third year, he had 4 game-winning drives. I mean, so his first 3 seasons, he had 12 game-winning drives. Daniel Jones in 2.5 years has 3. He has 4 times. He played, obviously a couple more games. Yeah, obviously I get that, but he has 4 times the amount of game-winning drives that Daniel Jones does in 3 years. 4 times the amount. Okay. Russell Wilson, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to actually try to get out of his contract or not, but that's speculation going around. Dez Bryant, okay, tweeted out, all right, talking about Russell Wilson possibly joining the Giants. He talked about the talent that the Giants have on their team. He said, because the Giants, if you look at their roster, they got a lot of first round, a lot of second round picks. He was talking about some of the guys, some of the all pros that the Giants have. Said the Giants have a lot of talent. So that was one of the reasons why he kind of tweeted out. I could see Russell Wilson going there. I think he was also possibly talking about, maybe thinking about maybe if Gettleman and Judge weren't the coach and the GM anymore. So Gettleman may not be there anywhere at the end of the season, regardless. But I don't know if Joe Judge is going anywhere. And I think if Joe Judge kind of has his way, I think Daniel Jones is going to wind up probably staying around. But that's what Dez Bryant was talking about. He tweeted that out and then he kind of deleted it. But he did. He said he just said straight out. I mean, he wasn't like complimenting like their coaching staff and all like that. He just said the talent that is on the Giants team. Okay. Is you look at the talent, the first round, second round, some third round guys we have got a lot of high draft picks on the team. Okay, we got some good. Good guys we got from other teams. We brought in good quality talent from other teams. They're just unfortunately not playing like it at the time, right? Now the Giants eventually are going to have to make a decision. They're going to have to pay a quarterback. All right, they're going to have to make a decision somewhere along the line. Now somewhere along the line, they got to maybe pay Daniel Jones, I don't know, maybe $30 million. Are you 30, 35 million a year? Or are you going to pay, maybe see if they're going to bring Russell Wilson in and pay him 30 to maybe 35, maybe 30 to $40 million a year. Okay? Now, then the Giants, they got some firepower. They got some draft picks. They got 2 1s next year. They got a 2. They got 2 3s, and they got 2 4s. Okay, so they got some draft picks now. If we're talking all 1s, I mean the Giants give them the 2 1s for next year. Okay, and they can give them the number 1 for the next year. I know it would hurt as far as the draft and all of that and everything, but for the next 5 or 6 years, you got yourself a quarterback. Now, Russell Wilson did tell his agent, that he would consider a trade to the Bears, the Cowboys, the Raiders, or the Saints. Now, the Bears, they got Justin Fields. Now, I think Justin Fields, with proper coaching, the right system, and all that stuff and everything, I think he can be a decent starting quarterback. I'm not looking. I'm not. I mean, it's too early to tell, but I'm not seeing like Hall of Fame. You know, I mean, I'm not seeing like no Patrick Mahomes kind of thing like that. I think under the right system, coaching staff, and all that, you know, I think he can certainly be a decent quarterback. And since they just traded 4 picks to the Giants to get him, okay, 2 firsts, a third. I'm sorry, 2 firsts. Was it a 4th and a 5th? I believe it was. You know. They're going to, you know, they're going to hold on to him for a few years, all right? So I can't see them getting rid of him. They just traded all his draft picks for him, or getting rid of him and to get Russell Wilson. Can't see that happen. Then he also said he would go to the Cowboys. Dak is back. Dak is looking good, okay? Unless Dak gets another major injury or something and can't return, Dak is back. So Russell ain't going to the Cowboys. Then you got the Raiders and the Saints. The Raiders, I'll tell you what, I mean, you know, Derek Carr is really looking pretty good this year. With Ruggs and Waller, you know, they're really doing. They got, you know, they look good. They really look good. So I don't know if they want to mess with that kind of chemistry at all. I can't see, you know, I mean, I can't see getting rid of Derek Carr and bringing Russell Wilson in. I just can't see it. Now the Saints, on the other hand, okay, Jameis Winston, you know, he's doing decent this year, but I think Russell Wilson could really, you know, you put Russell Wilson on the, I mean, the Saints are doing well as it is, you know, and that's with Jameis Winston there. Not that Jameis Winston is horrible, but Jameis Winston does have a tendency to, you know, he can throw you in a game or he can also throw you out of a game, all right? Russell Wilson doesn't do that. Okay, Russell Wilson protects the ball, and it's the Saints usually always have a good offensive line, which is key, which Russell Wilson does not have a lot of the times in Seattle. Russell Wilson a lot of times is running for his life, like he did last year against the Giants, right? But the Saints usually have a good offensive line, and if not, they can just hand the ball off to Alvin Kamara, right? And then he can, you know, and then pick his spots for throwing. I mean, he can do some damage with the Saints. That I could see. The thing is, usually the Saints usually have a problem with the salary cap. So for them that, you know, they'd have to get rid of Jameis Winston and they'd have to start moving some money around or whatever just to bring like a $30 or $35 million quarterback in there like him. But if they could get Russell Wilson, watch out for the Saints, okay? Now the Giants have until May 3rd, okay, they got to make a decision on Daniel Jones, all right, you know, to see if they're going to get his sign for his 5th year, his extension, the 5th year of his contract, all right. So, a 5th year option. So, I mean, but unfortunately, you know, that's right after the draft. So, if they go to the draft and they you know, they draft their picks, they don't draft the quarterback, and this, that, and the other thing, then they have no ammo, obviously, to trade for Russell Wilson or any other quarterback. They're pretty much, I don't want to say stuck with Daniel Jones, but they're going to ride it out with Daniel Jones. So they got until May 5th, all right? So, but is this going to happen? Probably not, just because some people are talking about it. There's nobody inside the Giants organization that's talking about it. There's nobody really credible that's talking about it. You know what I mean? Colin Cowherd, it's a nice story to talk about, and it certainly makes some sense if you step back and you start thinking about it. Yeah, it makes some sense. And what Dez Bryant said, yeah, if you look at the Giants, I mean, look at their offensive firepower they got. Hell yeah. Look at the guys they got on their defense. At one time or another, a lot of those guys on that defense were some pretty special ball players, okay? Maybe they're not playing like it now, but there's some talent there, okay? But I'm saying, you look at the offensive firepower the Giants have, it is pretty darn special. So it's what Dez Bryant was talking about. Yeah, they got some talent, you know. And I'll tell you what, if we'll get we'll get Russell Wilson in here, okay, and just plug and play and let him do it, I can guarantee you, okay, we would have a winning record. Well, as always, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. You guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo!